wow, this is so cool. Just turn the knob and I'm able to steer the entire car. Oh my goodness. Well, not car, it's a Batmobile. It's the Batmobile from the movie The Batman. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. Such easy mobility and everything. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, let's go ahead and take a look underneath this hood and open the seat door. Press the accelerator. There's another light up brick. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Let's go and close that up for a second. Oh wow. Just gonna play a little bit more over here. It's so technical. There were so many mechanisms with this. It just added so much detail as well, you know, it just added to the overall build. Oh wow. Hello. Galen from GalenBuilds. It's been a while. How are you doing? I built this, I saw this, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about this. I'm gonna talk about the set, the build, and let's go ahead and review it too. So join me. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here on GalenBuilds, where I buy, build, and review LEGO sets. I have a really exciting set ahead of us right here. This is the newest Batmobile from the movie The Batman. This is set number 42127 and it has 1,360 pieces. This is also going to be my first ever Technic set. I am both excited for the challenge. This will be a challenge. I typically stay away from these. I'm not the biggest fan of them. They're a whole different, technical set of bricks, There's gonna be more pins and needles, if you will, in terms of just how to assemble this. So it's gonna test, my capabilities, my patience, maybe even a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little apprehensive about this. And I'm actually all for the challenge. I want to see what this is like. Maybe this opens the doors to future Technic sets, down the road. So I'm gonna give this a bit of a test drive. Yeah, pun intended there. Kind of excited for the movie as well. If you saw my earlier bit, I just saw it and it was amazing. I highly recommend you guys go check it out. This is not going to be a review for the movie, however. This is going to be a review for this set right in front of us. So with that being said, let's go ahead and crack this open and see what it's all about. Alright, I am done. The build is complete. Wait, that's the box. That's the set. It's gorgeous. This had me apprehensive, like I mentioned earlier on. I had some rough moments in the build where certain things weren't clicking, no pun intended. These are technical pieces. There are some significant parts of it just needing to click in some way. For instance, I didn't realize this, but this was actually lodged above this gear right over here, and so it's a little loose right now, unfortunately. It's maybe something that I'm gonna have to rework, but I managed to move it down into where it's supposed to go, which is right over here. But apart from that, everything else seemed to work out. Like, it was just a little bit of work to put together. A very technical set, one that I'm not used to, and like I mentioned, this is the first one I've done. Now, will I do more down the road? Maybe if they are pop culture related. I might not touch generic vehicles, unless for some reason it just grabs my attention. But for this, it's the Batmobile. It's part of a pop culture franchise that is just, you know, something that everybody's looking forward to. And like I mentioned earlier, the movie was really phenomenal, and this was also a big part of it. I'm not gonna lie. There's a very specific scene involving this, and it was a very good scene, I'm not gonna lie. But enough about the movie. Let's talk about the set, you know, a little bit more. So it has 2 doors, one on the passenger side and then one obviously on the driver's side. There is a steering wheel. There's a really cool mechanism. So the accelerator right over here turns on the light brick that's underneath the hood right over here, which is super awesome. So all you need to do is make a brick built, you know, Batman figure to be able to push this, and boom, you're gonna be able to turn on that. You lift the hood here and you'll be able to see front parts, and then the light up brick, which is right there. Go ahead and close that for a sec. We'll close the doors for a sec. And then I think this is probably the coolest part right here. It's the rear engine. It has dual purpose. So with the knob up here to help you rotate the wheels and the steering, which allows you to drive, it also turns the thruster at the rear, which is really cool. A nice little touch from the movie. But it also lights up the engine if you push down, and the axles and pistons go in and out when you turn and steer. It's like an exposed Hemi, a massive engine just in the back. It is so cool. That is so amazingly detailed. This was probably my favorite part of the build right here. I think this was just the most ingenious, the coolest. Like this just grabbed my attention. I thought it was just super cool. I'm captivated by some of the most random things, and I don't think maybe this is as random as this is the most important part of a car, you know, its engine. So for it to have this kind of detail, the structure, and then this kind of end, you know, to the construction, like the result, you know, I think this is just really awesome. It's just really detailed and really cool. I did have a moment where this wasn't rotating 365 degrees. So I had to go to other channels and see if, you know, maybe I had done something wrong at the very bottom here. And I was really hoping that this gear was not the source. I was correct in that. I just had to pivot where this piece was actually. So adds to the technicality of the set, you know, in terms of the placement of pieces and whatnot. Overall, a very durable set. Like, I lift it from the top, it's connected really well. Like, it's super durable. The pieces flow perfectly. Like, yet again, a very technical set. You're gonna have to need a little patience, you know, building something like this. But if this is your cup of tea, this is something you love doing, you're gonna have a great time building this set. And you know, it grew on me, and I just love the way it looks. It's super raw, super technical, super muscly, you know. It is a souped up, like, Dodge Challenger, but it's the Batmobile, and that's what I see it as. It's the Batmobile, you know, from the Batman movie, and it's gonna be always that to me, you know. I love tires for some reason. These are super cool. I wish maybe these were a little bigger, but the fact that there's 2 size tires, that's just really awesome. The carriage itself is just super cool. It's super angular. It goes from the very low to the very high, you know, makes the back just super imposing. Like, it's just super cool. Like, check that out. Like, how amazing does that look? Like, just coming in. Oh, wow. Just all the pieces and everything just flows. I love the taillights. They look so cool using those, like, cylindrical lightsaber pieces, you know, and then there's 3 of them, and then they tail down, you know, in size, you know, so it just adds more and more detail overall. The grille itself is also pretty in-depth, so when I go ahead and push the accelerator, it lights up from the front as well due to the transparent gray bricks, you know, in the grille, so that's a really cool effect. I thought that was really awesome. Yet again, I can't stress this enough. This was a very technical build. Like, it's one of those things that you're just gonna need a little patience. And if you have that patience, you're gonna enjoy it. It's a really great set. And this is one that you can find, you know, at your Lego store, online, most retailers, and it's $100. Like, not that expensive.
pretty cost-effective set, especially with the amount of pieces you get, which is like 1,360. Highly recommend. You just need a little patience. If you have more patience than me, this set's gonna be a phenomenal thing. And like I said, if you love the Batman, you should totally get this set too. So that being said, that's my review. Highly recommend you pick this up. And if you like my other videos, go ahead and like this one. And then if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. And I will see you at the next build.